Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Contrary to how the Russian leadership is portrayed here in the West as criminals, all evil, smart in in their actions, evil actions and all that, they seem to be very immature and not serious. I don't think they understand what's going on with what these guys really want from them. I don't think they are able or willing to understand that these guys want you to die. They want Russia to become their servant. That's not in between. All this talk and Ukraine and NATO and international law, that's not what it is. It's not what it is. If tomorrow Putin says, yes, we're gonna go back, we're gonna pay reparations, 250 billion to Ukraine, we're gonna allow Ukraine to have nuclear weapons, NATO nuclear weapons on your territory, we would allow NATO to come and inspect our military and be in charge of our military and direct our economic policies, they will be the best friends. They will be the best friends. But that doesn't happen, because that's exactly what these guys want. And these guys don't understand that they would be able to get to that point if they cut the head of the beast, which is Putin and his clique. And then they will turn it in what I said. That's what's gonna be. It's about I kill you, you get killed. Okay, that's what it is. And these guys act like, oh, maybe we can still negotiate. Oh, maybe you can discuss. Oh no, we're not going to escalate. And I'm going to give you examples how Russia, from the not beginning of this invasion, from before that, where let's talk, oh no, let's discuss, or maybe we negotiate. How about this is my proposal, to end up here where they should have cut the crap about 7 years ago and did what they were supposed to do. And look at them. Look at them now. They say things that the other side did already, and they considered it, maybe we're going to discuss, hey, be careful. Now they see the exact threat. Why didn't you see it 7 months ago? Now you see it because you're losing? I mean, you're not serious about it. I don't know. It's let's go and see this article that I think just proves that point. This article comes from CBS News, ignore the weasels, from October 5, 2022. Russia calls US military aid for Ukraine an, and I'm quoting, immediate threat. Now you do that? Since when US was providing military aid to Ukraine? Since 7 months ago. Why do you consider it only now imminent threat? Because you're losing? You were not serious 7 months ago? You should have considered that the minute, the second those guys have said, you know what, we're going to provide them with helmets. Imminent threat. That's what you're supposed to do. You come now with this? What changed in your values, in your assessment? What changes that you're losing now? It seems like, no, you should not have gotten to this point 7 years ago, not 7 months ago, 7 years ago, when those guys continued to bomb the Russian population in the east of Ukraine and deprive them by certain kind of cultural specifications, so using the language and voting and television, radio stations, school and so on. Then should have been done something about it, something decisive. Not, oh, maybe we should come and implement the Minsk agreements. For 8 years they did this. Why? They needed to arm themselves for 7 years? Is that what it was? Putin needed 7 years to arm itself? The other guys were armed as well. That was the same thing as happened with Stalin and Hitler. Hitler wanted to invade communist Soviet Union, and he said, we have to do it. But the problem is, Stalin started his armament. He got his he started getting better and better, stronger and stronger militarily. He figured out what's going on. So it was a competition, and Germany was already here, but they couldn't afford the Russians get more. So we got to do it now, jetzt. And they did it jetzt. They were not prepared. The Germans were not prepared, and when they met the Russians, they got 10 times more than they assessed in their military power. 10 times the groups, the tanks, the everything. Even if those tanks at the beginning were a piece of shit, when T-34 came in production, done. And not only that, when those guys started giving them Lend-Lease and so on, they couldn't believe how many Russians were there or Soviets were there. They couldn't believe, the Germans. And they said we had to do it because if we were waiting a little bit longer, we could have advanced a little bit, but the communists would have caught up with us. They wouldn't have even gotten to where they got, about 15 kilometers from Moscow. So in this case, what, Putin waited to arm himself more? Those guys in Ukraine, do you think they just stayed over there? I think they were armed by United States. My God, since 2014. And some people say yes. And some media, I mean, it's not a secret. They have all kind of trainers and all that. So, as Vladimir Putin signed laws Wednesday, formally declaring a huge swath of Ukraine parts of Russia, his ambassador in Washington called the United States' plan to provide Ukraine with an additional $625 million in military aid an, quote-unquote, immediate threat to Russia's strategic interest. The ambassador said the ongoing provision of heavy weapons to Ukraine had cemented Washington's status as a participant in a conflict. No, that was determined the first second, let's move here, all right. The first second United States provided Ukraine with a nail, with underwear or condoms, that would have been right there. And what you do an ultimatum. You got two ultimatums now. Oh, if you attack our territory, we're gonna do everything we can, we're gonna use all means we can, blah blah. Not even now they don't say it clear. Not even now. And the other guys are just saying, yeah, blah blah blah, keep going. Here is some weapons, go and kill some Ruskies. Really? Really? Don't tell me those guys in the Kremlin are mature. Don't tell me that. They are trying to appease all the time. Oh, let's negotiate. These are our proposals before February 24th. How was it? Oh, these are our proposals. Please do this. We are threatened. We are the other ones. Well, let them start the war. Come on, man. You're still pushing it. It's 8 years. You were supposed to start 8 years ago. We lost 8 years of our lives. That's what the Americans were thinking. When these guys were coming with proposals, coming negotiate Minsk agreements, blah, 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 the Americans were like, oh my God, man, weasels. Give them more arms, get them ready. 8 years. That's how they were. That's how I see it. And it's just, obviously, I say it because I say it, but it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Immediate threat. What did Americans do without the immediate threat? An imminent and immediate threat and all that. What they do? Preemptive strikes. On whom? On their perceived enemy. And if you have that, yes, you do. But what's an imminent threat or immediate threat? What are we going to do about it? Nothing. So keep talking, Ambassador. Keep talking. Maybe you're going to negotiate with Zelensky because, as you already know, he's in control of that country, of that nation. Yeah, right. With his other three Shmihals. Thank you very much. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't think they're serious about it. I don't want to fall on the other category where I think maybe that's an understanding. I don't think it is an understanding between the people in control of this globe, right? It's just, I don't believe that it is. I don't think it is. But you can't be this. Obviously, they know more than I do, obviously, and they're in the middle of it. But from outside, now you call it? What's changed? Because they send more weapons and you're losing. The first weapon they sent should have been, that's it, you send that, we're gonna bomb everybody. What would happen then? Okay, bomb it. They would save not only 7 months and people, they would have talked before. The same 8 years ago. When those guys were sending tanks into the Lugansk oblasts and Donetsk, Oh, maybe we can Minsk protocols, ceasefire, come on, don't shoot at, come on, people. 8 years and 7 months, or 8 months soon. They should have said, we talk, or what the hell. Make it serious. Look where that got you. The negotiation with the West got you. And how old are you, Putin? 69 or something? 68, 69, something like that? How long do you think you're going to be around? Like Biden, 3,000 years old? And not only him. One day he's going to just not wake up. Or he's going to drink something that is not supposed to drink. Or he's going to have a little heart attack. Or he's just going to be blown up or something. And then what? You don't have time. How old is Lavrov? 25? He's again 1,000 years old as well. Anyway, it seems like they do the minimum effort. This invasion, special operation, was the minimum effort of the Russian army. And now, why didn't they get a million people right there at the beginning? With a million people, get a million Ukrainians, you would have done the job clearly and nice and with no problem. Before these guys would have gotten to providing them with these weapons now. But no, you said 150,000 with the Lugansk and all those guys. Maybe you have 2,000, 300,000 people. Fight what? A million Ukrainians that mobilized? Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's my assessment of this. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth and be just.